everyone, I am back with another what I wear in a week video. But first of all, Happy New Year. This time of the year I always feel kind of refreshed because it feels like a new beginning of something. And I know it's just a feeling, and I want to emphasize that you do not need to feel like you have to set some new goals or intentions in January. But I do like to look back and think of what I want to change. And this year I wanted to take this energy a bit more seriously. So I went to Antwerp for the week to make time for the things that I want to do more of, like reading, going to some museums, and just to take care of myself. And I hope that because I did this in the beginning of the year, I will take this with me for the rest of the year. But this video, I just wanted to talk about what I wore this week, and if you want to see a video of what I did in Antwerp, let me know. I started the week with a very safe outfit for me, so that is a sweater and some jeans. They are both from COS, but I both got them on Vinted. And then I'm wearing this leather jacket and this bag that is very handy because I can also wear it crossbody and I can walk hands-free. The outfits are also a little bit inspired by a capsule wardrobe, or the principle of a capsule wardrobe, because I had to think of a limited amount of items to bring, and I also wanted to get out of the habit of wearing jeans and a sweater every day. So I brought 2 pants and 1 skirt, 2 sweaters, 2 button-ups, a long sleeve, a leather jacket and a long coat, 1 pair of heels and 1 pair of sneakers, 2 bags, a little one and a bigger one, and 3 scarves that are all very different from each other. So I had one neutral scarf, a grey one, then a striped one, and then a more bright scarf. So on Tuesday I wore a monochrome outfit from Navy Pieces. So it's a wool trouser and a wool sweater, and then I paired it with my New Balance sneakers. I also wore a different coat. This is my long wool coat and it has a very different vibe than my leather jacket. Sometimes I want to feel very practical and sometimes I want to feel very layered and very cozy, and today it was a cozy look I was going for. And I also wanted a pop of color, so I chose this scarf. My other 2 that I brought are a little bit more neutral, so that is a way that I can feel a little bit different every day. So sometimes I do like a neutral look, but sometimes I like a little bit of a pop. I did wear the same bag as Monday, and it's just a very practical bag. I can wear it crossbody and then I'm hands-free. The other bag that I brought is a little bag, and that is just when I want to feel a little bit more fancy. But I knew this one was going to be my everyday bag because it's very practical. On Wednesday, I wore the same sweater and sneakers as the day before, but I changed the trousers for this jean skirt. And to be honest, that is not because I had a capsule wardrobe, it's something that I do at home as well. I change a few things from the day before to feel like it's a new day, but without having to think about it too much. Mostly I start my outfit around a sweater or pants. And that's why I do spend a bit more money on scarves, bags and coats, because these pieces make me way more excited than a sweater or trousers. For me, a sweater and trousers are more practical piece. It's not something or a piece that I need something to... They do not have to have anything special, if you know what I mean. But a jacket, that is where I like to find a little bit more variety. The same with my bag and scarves. And then I wore it with the leather jacket to feel a little bit more practical, and I could wear my little bag because that's not something that is very handy with that big coat. And then this scarf brings a little bit more interest to a look. It's still very neutral, so I didn't want a pop of color that day, but this scarf I like because it still has a stripe, so it's a bit more interesting than just my plain gray scarf, for example. On Thursday, I realized I was doing it again. I was wearing sweaters just because it is easy. I do like a sweater, but sometimes I feel very boring in it. So on Thursday, I wore this long sleeve with my jeans. This is a long sleeve I like a lot. I like the color. I also like that it is supposed to be fitted, but this is a bit, I bought it a little bit oversized. So it feels very loose, and then the material is very weird. I don't know the name in English, but in Dutch it is crêpepapier. And then I paired it with this denim jacket that I thrifted, and it is originally from Xandres. I like that they are almost the same in color, but not quite so. Like if you look closely, you see that the denim jacket is a bit more faded and the COS jeans is a bit more bright. But I love that because you can tell that the jacket is very, it has a vintage vibe, and I do like that. In every outfit, if I'm wearing new pieces, I do like to have one piece that looks vintage or is vintage. And this day I was not in a practical mood, so I wore this big coat with this little bag. It's not that handy, but I do like the look of it. I'm not that tall, so a big coat can feel like a little much on me, and I think a little bag helps with the proportion sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't bother me, but sometimes I do think it feels a little bit nicer to have a little bag with a big coat. And then I paired it with this skinny scarf that is from cashmere, so it is warmer than you think. On Friday, I wore the same base as the day before, but then I combined it with this pastel yellow button up, and this is a color that I'm looking for. I also watched some trend videos, and I saw a lot of people talking about pastel colors, and especially these kind of pastels that are reminiscent of the pastel colors that were used in the 90s. So they are not very bright pastels, if you know what I mean. And I like to combine pastels with gray pieces. So these are colors that I will look for in the new year when I go thrifting. Saturday was my last day, so I wanted to wear something a little bit more out of my comfort zone, and it might be not that special to a lot of people. I just wore a t-shirt over a long sleeve, but that is something I am not in the habit of doing, but I really like that look. So I tried it with this black t-shirt and then the long sleeve you saw earlier, and I really like the simplicity of this. It's still a very neutral outfit, but it does feel a little bit more special. So these were all my outfits of this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what your favorite outfit was, and I'll see you soon. And maybe also let me know what kind of videos you want to watch in this year.